Module 5 Specific Issues in Science, Technology, and Society. Lesson 1 The Information Age. The objectives of this lesson are the following: 1. Describe information age. 2. Trace the developments of different forms of technology. 3. Discuss the roles of different forms of technology during the information age, such as computers, internet, and 4. Cite ways in choosing reliable internet sources. The word computer was first used in 1613 in the book The Young Man's Gleanings by Richard Braithwaite. Originally described a human who performed calculation or computations. The definition of a computer remained the same until the end of the 19th century. In addition, computers have the most contribution of advanced information age to society. Computer is an electronic device that stores and processes data information and runs on a program that contains the exact step-by-step directions to solve a problem. Who is the father of computer? Si Charles Babbage. Siya ay isang English polymath, mathematician, inventor, philosopher, and mechanical engineer. Sa kanya mismo nanggaling yung konsepto ng digital programmable computer. He is considered by some to be father of the computer. Siya ay sinilang noong December 27, 1791 and died or namatay noong October 18, 1897. Babbage aha moment when he came to understand that the work of what he called unskilled computers, aka people, could be taken over completely by machinery, which would not only increase the reliability and eliminate human error, it would also speed up the process and increase efficiency. Sounds distinctly familiar when we consider the automation of labor today. So, with his ideas in hand, and presumably after quite a lot of trial and error throughout the process, in 1822, Babbage went on to follow through with his outrageous nation of automating these computations and created what he called the difference engine, which is considered as the first automatic computing machine that could approximate polynomials. The difference engine was capable of computing several sets of numbers and making hard copies of the results. Unfortunately, because of funding, Babagne was never able to complete a full-scale functional version of this machine. In June 1991, the London Science Museum completed the difference engine number 2 for the bicentennial year of Babagne's birth and later completed the printing mechanism in 2000. In 1837, Charles Babbage proposed the first general mechanical computer, the analytical engine. The analytical engine contained an ALU, arithmetic logic unit, basic flow control, punch cards, inspired by the chalk card loom, and integrated memory. It is the first general-purpose computer concept that could be used for many things, and not only one particular computation. Unfortunately, because of funding issues, this computer was also never built while Charles Babbage was alive. In 1910, Henry Babbage, Charles Babbage's youngest son, was able to complete a portion of this machine and perform basic calculations. German civil engineer, pioneering computer scientist, inventor, and businessman. His greatest achievement was the world's first programmable computer, National Programmable Turing-complete C3 became operational in May 1941. At the age of 28, Zeus invented the world's first electromechanical binary computer, the Z1 in Berlin during 1936 to 1938. Alan Matheson Turing was an English mathematician, computer scientist, logician, cryptanalyst, philosopher, and theoretical biologist. He invented the Turing machine. The Turing machine is a mathematical model of a computation that defines an abstract machine that manipulates symbols on a strip of tape according to a table of rules. Despite the model's simplicity, given any computer algorithm, a Turing machine capable of simulating that algorithm's logic can be constructed. Next is the ABC or the Atanasoff Berry computer, developed by Professor John Vincent Atanasoff. Jan Vincent Atanasoff is also known as the father of the computer, born on October 4, 1903 and died June 15, 1995. The Atanasoff Berry computer was the first automatic electronic digital computer. Limited by the technology of the day and execution, the devices remain somewhat obscure. The AVC's priority is debated among historians of computer technology because it was neither programmable nor Turing complete. ENIAC, or Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer, was the world's first general-purpose computer. It was invented by J. Prespeer Eckert and John Mauchly. The ENIAC, or Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer, was designed and built for the United States Army to calculate artillery firing tables. Next is the SSEM, or the Small Scale Experimental Machine. It was the first computer to electronically store and execute a program, also known as the Baby or Manchester Baby in 1948. It was designed by Frederick Williams, built by Tom Tom Kiborn with the assistance of Jup Tutil at the University of Manchester, England. This computer was built in half an year. The small-scale experimental machine included the store program concept so that the random access memory was used not only to hold numbers involved in calculations but to hold the program instructions. Next is the EDSAC, or the Electronic Delay Storage Automatic Calculator. It was designed and built by the British computer scientist Sir Maurice Vincent. One of the first practical general-purpose computers, transforming research methods and contributing to at least 3 Nobel Prizes. The EDSAC, or EDSAC, is a large-scale electronic calculating machine in which ultrasonic delay units are used for storage of orders and numbers. It is a serial in operation and works in the scale of 2. Punch tape is used for input and a teleprinter for output. RA 1101, later renamed UNIVAC 11001, was a computer system designed and built by Engineering Research Associates in the early 1950s and continued to be sold by the Remington Rand Corporation after that company later purchased ERA. It was intended for high-speed computing and stored 1 million bits on its magnetic drum. Next is the Whirlwind machine, introduced by the MIT, a revolutionary computer that was the first digital computer with magnetic core, RAM, and real-time graphics. In addition, Whirlwind, the first real-time computer that is a computer that can respond seemingly instantly to basic instruction, thus allowing an operator to interact with a running computer. It was built on the Massachusetts Institute of Technology between 1948 and 1951. Whirlwind is the first to tackle the use of high-throughput calculation for real-time problems like aircraft simulation and air traffic control. Programma 101. The inventor of this technology is Pier Giorgio Perotto, was an Italian electrical engineer and inventor. Working for the manufacturer Olivetti, he led a design team that built the Programma 101, one of the world's first programmable calculators. The Programma 101 can calculate the 4 basic arithmetic functions such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, plus square root, absolute value, and fractional part. It is equipped with memory registers with features such as clear, transfer, and exchange, plus printing and halt for input. Now, we will proceed to the next topic, which is the types of computer. The first type of computer is the personal computer, or PC. It is a single user's instrument, first known as microcomputers since they were complete but built on a smaller scale innermost systems operated by most businesses. Second is the desktop computer. It is described as a PC that is not designed for portability. The assumption with a lot desktop is that it will be set up in permanent spot. So, ano nga ba ang desktop? Desktop is the main screen area that we will see after we will turn on our computer and log on to Windows. Like the top of an actual desk, it serves as a surface for our work. The desktop is sometimes defined more broadly to include the taskbar in Windows sidebar. Desktop computer is usually used for basic tasks such as web browsing, accessing web-based applications, document processing, and audio or video playback. Third is the laptops. Laptops are portable computers that integrate the essentials of a desktop computer in a battery-powered package, which are somewhat larger than a typical hardcover book. Sa ngayon naman siguro pamilyar na tayo kung ano ang laptops at ang gamit nito. The components of laptops such as processors, motherboards, memory sticks, hard drives, graphic cards, and interface devices are all items that form a laptop computer. The smaller these components are, the smaller and lighter a laptop can be. Personal digital assistants. These are tightly integrated computers that usually have no keyboards but rely on touchscreen for use input. A personal digital assistant is also known as a handheld PC, is a variety mobile device which functions as a personal information manager. It is mostly displaced by the widespread adoption of highly capable smartphones, in particular those based on iOS and Android. The first person who invented the personal digital assistant is John Scully, or also known as the CEO and chairman of Apple, first described the term PDA. The term PDA was the Newton Message Pad, developed by Apple and introduced in 1992 and available in 1993. The Newton was a revolutionary product, creating an entirely new market, and 80,000 units were sold in 1993. Fifth is the server. Server is a computer connected to a network of other workstations called clients. Client computers request information from the server over the network. Servers tend to have more storage, memory, and processing power than a normal workstation. A server is a type of computer or device on a network that manage network resources. Servers are often dedicated, meaning that they perform no other task beside their server task. On multiprocessing operating systems, however, a single computer can execute several programs at once. In a non-computing situation, servers are people or things that serve. Servers are computers that run services to serve the needs of other computers. There are, for example, home media servers, web servers, and print servers. There are also file servers and database servers. A mainframe computer, informally called a mainframe or big iron, is a computer used primarily by large organizations for critical applications like bulk data processing for tasks such as censuses, industry and consumer statistics, enterprise resource planning, and large-scale transaction reprocessing. In addition, mainframes have been used for such as applications, payroll computations, accounting, business transactions, information retrieval, airline seat reservations, and scientific and engineering computations. True, there was no mainframe inventor who coined the term. The first mainframe was developed in the 1930s by Howard Aiken, who was a Harvard researcher. Lastly, the seventh types of computer is wearable computers. It is involved materials that are usually integrated into cell phones, watches, and other small objects or places. A wearable computer, also known as a wearable or body-worn computer, is a computing device worn on the body. The definition of wearable computer may be narrow or broad, extending to smartphones or even ordinary wristwatches. Wearable computers are designed for accessibility and convenience, as well as improvements to workplaces by making information quickly and readily available to the wearer. The wearable computer was invented by Steve Mann in the late 1970s. Steve Mann is a professor at the University of Toronto, was hailed as the father of the wearable computer, and the ISSCC First virtual panelist by moderator Woodward Young of Harvard University, Cambridge, Mass. The World Wide Web or Internet. Claude E. Shannon, an American mathematician who was considered as father of the information theory. So, internet is the worldwide system of interconnected network that facilitates data transmission among innumerable computers. It was developed during the 1970s by the Department of Defense. In case of an attack, military advisors suggested the advantage of being able to operate on one computer from another terminal. In addition, in the early days, the internet was used mainly by scientists to communicate with other scientists. And the problems that encountered in the internet was the speed, the phone lines, the development of fiber optic cables, and Intel development faster microprocessor. Application of computers in science and research. Bioinformation is the application of information technology to store, organize, and analyze vast amount of biological data, which is available in the form of sequences and structures of proteins, the building blocks of organisms, and nucleic acids, the information carrier. Established because of a need to create databases of biological sequences.